I didn't know you could feel your soul being noticed. Until the moment I walked past room 23. It wasn't fear. Not at first. It was something worse. Recognition. Like something on the other side of that door had been waiting for me. The ambulance ride was already a blur. Blue lights, rain streaking across the windows, the smell of disinfectant and wet plastic. I'd kept telling them there was a mistake. I wasn't suicidal. I wasn't unstable. I hadn't threatened anyone. But someone had filed a report, anonymous, and under a psychiatric hold. Your life can disappear overnight. Blackwood State Psychiatric Facility sat far outside town, surrounded by tall fences and dead trees. No nearby houses, no streetlights. Just one long road that felt like it led nowhere. The paramedics went silent as we approached. One of them avoided looking at the building. The other whispered under his breath, "Just keep him away from 23. I thought he meant a room number, a wing, some dangerous patient. I had no idea he meant something far worse. The moment I was wheeled inside, I felt it. The air inside the hospital was wrong. Too thick, too warm. Like breathing in a room full of people who had already died. Every hallway was dim. Lights flickered constantly. And the patients. They all turned to look at me at the same time. Not curious. Hungry. One slammed his face into the glass of his room so hard it cracked. Blood ran down his nose. He didn't even react. He just kept whispering, "Fresh soul, fresh soul, fresh soul." The nurses hurried me through the corridors, but the deeper we went, the more I felt something pulling at my chest, like gravity had changed direction. We passed a heavy steel door, reinforced, old, scratched. Above it, a rusted sign, Room 23. The moment we passed it, something inside the room slammed against the door. The sound wasn't metal hitting metal. It was flesh. Something alive. The paramedic pushing my gurney flinched. "Jesus," he whispered. I didn't see anything, but I felt it. Something behind that door had noticed me. Not like a person notices. Like a predator recognizes prey. That night they moved me to a shared ward. No locks on the doors, just thin walls at security cameras. The other patients never slept. They stared at me, followed me with their eyes. And sometimes, when they thought I wasn't looking, they smiled. Not human smiles. Too wide. Too empty. I tried to talk to one woman. She seemed lucid, calm. Her name was Angela. She grabbed my arm suddenly, her fingers dug into my skin. "You can still leave," she whispered. "Before it takes you." I asked her what she meant. She looked toward the hallway, toward the direction of room 23. "It eats souls," she said, "and sends something else back." I thought she was delusional, until I saw what happened that night. At exactly 2:23 a.m., every patient in the ward froze. Then slowly, they all turned toward the same hallway and started walking. Not talking, not blinking, just walking. Toward room 23, like they were being called. I followed at a distance. The steel door was open. Inside was darkness. But something was breathing inside it. And one by one, patients walked into the room. When they came back out, their eyes were different. Not empty. Occupied. That's when I understood. They weren't insane. They were hosts. Room 23 wasn't a cell. It was a gate. And something on the other side was building an army. The next night they came for me. They moved silently, surrounded me in the hallway, hands reaching, whispering. "Let us touch you." I ran. One grabbed my arm, and the moment his skin touched the silver cross around my neck, he screamed. Smoke rose from my palm. The flesh burned black instantly. That was when I realized my mother's cross wasn't just sentimental. It was protection. From that moment, they hunted me, but they couldn't touch me. And whatever lived in room 23 grew angry. Doors slammed, lights exploded, walls cracked, and every voice in the hospital began whispering my name, because I was the only one left, whose soul it couldn't take. The night everything ended, I entered room 23 myself, not to escape, to end it. And inside, I finally saw it. A shape made of faces, screaming faces, thousands. And in the center, a mouth that opened into endless darkness. It spoke in 100 voices at once. "You belong to me." I held the cross forward, and for the first time, it screamed, and the darkness collapsed inward. When I woke up, the hospital was empty, abandoned, burned. Police said it had been closed for years. Said there were no records of patients. No room 23. Just a ruined building. But sometimes, at night, my cross grows warm, and I hear whispering inside it. Not begging. Not angry. Waiting, because demons don't die. They just lose their doors. And eventually, someone always opens another,